Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Brother John Stewart, on behalf of Lost Sheep Ministries, here to take y'all on another little walk with the word for the day. So today I got another very important lesson for us today out of the book of Psalms. Gonna look at the heart of David once again, and we're gonna get to see how he was able to bounce back from that terrible thing that he did with Bathsheba and the whole Absalom situation, and was able to get his kingdom back and was able to get back into the graces of God. Very important lesson. I hope y'all pay attention to this tonight. So tonight I'm sharing with you a lesson out of Psalm 38, verses 1 through 12. So in Psalm 38, the Lord tells us this. He says, "O Lord, rebuke me not in thy wrath, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. For thine arrows stick fast in me, and thy hand presseth me sore. There is no soundness in my flesh because of thine anger, neither is there any rest in my bones because of my sin. For mine iniquities are gone over my head. As an heavy burden, they are too many for me. My wounds stink and are corrupt because of my foolishness. I am troubled. I am bowed down greatly. I go mourning all the day long, for my loins are filled with a loathsome disease, and there is no soundness in my flesh. I am feeble and sore broken. I have roared by reason of the disquietness of my heart. Lord, all my desires before thee, and my groaning is not hid from thee. My heart painteth, my strength faileth me. As for the light of my eyes, it also is gone from me. My lovers and my friends stand aloof from my sore, and my kinsmen stand afar off. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt, speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long." Man, do you know how much better life would be if everyone would just be willing to admit when they messed up? I'm talking about a simple like, man, you know what? My bad, bro. I messed up. I ain't gonna do it no more. You know, you did some stuff you weren't supposed to do. It didn't work out the way you thought it would. Somebody was negatively affected by it. So you admit you was wrong, make amends, and rectify your actions by becoming a better person and not doing that thing again. In other words, just take some freaking accountability for your actions. That's all it requires to get this world to be a better place. If everybody would just start taking accountability for their actions. But we've created a world where nobody wants to take accountability for their actions anymore. Everybody's a victim. Everybody's pointing a finger at somebody saying, you're the reason why I'm in this bad situation. When in reality, most of the problems that we go through, most of the stuff that we suffer through, most of the pain and hurt that we have in our life, it all originates from the decisions and the choices that we make. You know what I'm saying? And you know who gets blamed the most for this pain, you know what I'm saying, and this suffering that we go through, even though we put ourselves through it? The person that gets the blame the most for is God. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man, it burns me up. It burns me up when I see people living these rebellious, sin-filled lives, doing whatever they want to do, going through problems because of it, and then they want to blame God for it. You know what I'm saying? They want to blame God for all the drama they're going through. They want to blame God for all the hurt that they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And they say, oh, it's God so mean. God don't love me no more. God done took his hand off me. No, you're being hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're going through these things you're going through. You had this drama in your life because of the decisions that you yourself are making. And because of these decisions you're making, you're putting yourself in these positions to be hurt. You know, it's just like when Samson got attacked by the lion. He knew he wasn't supposed to be out in no vineyard because he was a Nazarite. And he got attacked by a lion. And because he was out there somewhere he wasn't supposed to be. See what I'm saying? When you do stuff you're not supposed to be doing, you put yourself out in this world to get hurt. That's why Peter said, it says over in Peter, said, the devil walks about as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. You know, you got to ask yourself, what is he looking for? How did he know that, you know what I'm saying, he can devour that person? Because he can tell when that person is out the will of God, because that person is doing something he's not supposed to be doing. And when you do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, you lose that wall of protection. You lose that closeness with God, and therefore you put yourself in a position to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? But yet, you'll put yourself in a position to be hurt, and the first thing you do, you want to blame God for it. But see, you got to look at David. Look at what David was doing as we go through these verses tonight. You know what I'm saying? David was doing the right thing. See, he was overwhelmed. Now, when it starts off, it sounds like, oh, see, God tearing his butt up. You know what I'm saying? He getting that spanking for what he did. It started off, and he was saying, like, man, I'm going through this stuff, and I'm overwhelmed. But if you notice, he's taking accountability for his actions. You know, he said, he said, yes, I'm going through this stuff, but I'm going through this stuff because of my sins. He said, I'm going through this because of my foolishness. You see what I'm saying? And he took accountability for his actions, and that's why he was able to bounce back after everything was said and done. You know what I'm saying? He realized it was his sins, his foolishness, his decisions that put him in that situation to where he had to face what he had to face. And that's why I don't understand how people can have a mindset that they can live however they want, disobey all kind of rules, regulations, and commands, and still think they're going to have everything just work out all hunky-dory. You know what I'm saying? When I counsel people, most of the time I'm counseling them, I'm trying to help them get out of some bad situation they're in. 90% of the time, the bad situation they're in because of the decision they made. I mean, you look at this whole Diddy Cassidy thing that's been going on, and I'm about sick of it. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not victim shaming this young lady. Yes, she was younger, and she was maybe taken advantage of because of the power that Diddy had, but at the same time, she still made a decision to stay. It ain't like he had her locked up. I once heard that he had her locked up in some cage somewhere and only let her out to go to the red carpets and all these places to take all these pictures and do all these things. No, she had opportunity to leave. She had opportunity to tell other people, but she stayed, one, because she wanted the fame, the fortune that came with it. She thought staying in that situation was going to get her in a better situation, and it didn't. And it's therefore scarred, and I feel sorry for her. I pray for her. But she still got to take accountability for her action. She was just as complicit in this stuff as Diddy was. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. I have people all the time. I remember I had this one lady that was telling me about her relationship, and things going bad. I'm like, all right, let's get to the bottom of this. What's going on? And when she got to give me the details of the relationship, I said, how do you expect this to work? How do you not expect this to happen? Your relationship was built on mistrust. She was cheating on somebody. The guy was cheating on somebody. She was cheating on somebody to be with the guy. The guy was cheating on somebody to be with her. And then they eventually left the people they was with to be with each other. And they expected that to go good. It makes no sense. You're making terrible decisions, and you're putting yourself in a position to be hurt. You see what I'm saying? But we always got to blame others for our problem and just to say, hey, my bad. I was wrong. You know, I know niggas that went to job interviews and get the job, and they come back like, man, I didn't get the job because I'm black and they racist. No, nigga, you didn't get the job because you went to the interview smelling like weed, you got tattoos all over your freaking face, and your pants hanging down to the ground. Take accountability for your actions. You did that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, and this is why this accountability is so important, the thing is this: forgiveness can't even begin until you're willing to be held accountable for it. You know what I'm saying? And the scripture says, if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just to forgive us. See, once we start making a confession that, hey, like I said, my bad, bro, we messed up. All right, God said, okay, he's humbled himself. He's coming to me for mercy like David did. David humbled himself, said, hey, man, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? David wasn't blaming God for the situation he was in. He was asking God for the mercy to get him out of that situation. See, he was taking that first step and started making himself accountable, taking accountability. And like I said, forgiveness can't even begin until that accountability begins, until you really be accountable for those actions. So we have to realize that once the world starts taking accountability for its actions, then all the actions of the world will change. And not only that, it'll change for the better. And that has been your little walk with the word for the day. I pray these are blessing y'all. If they are, make sure you like, share, comment, repost, tag, and do all that good stuff to help your boy out. If you want to catch my full sermons, catch me on Facebook Live Monday nights, 7 p.m. Central Standard Times, and I post them on my Facebook page and also put them on my YouTube page. You want to find all my little social media outlets, just look me up, lostsheepministry.com. You can find them all there. And if you're not 100% sure about your salvation, reach out to me and let me know. I'll put some time in my schedule to go over the gospel with you. I love you all. Remember, I always watch your back and pray. And until next time, peace.